Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning, from local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. UAE President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan reaffirmed the UAE's solidarity with Venezuela during a phone call with the country's leadership following the devastating earthquakes. He extended his condolences to the victims' families and wished a speedy recovery to the injured, while stressing the UAE's commitment to supporting humanitarian relief and recovery efforts. The UAE has expressed its sincere condolences and full solidarity with Saudi Arabia following the helicopter crash in Ras Tanura that claimed the lives of 14 Saudi citizens. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs extended its sympathies to the kingdom, the victims' families, and reaffirmed the UAE's support for Saudi Arabia during this difficult time. The UAE participated in the Global Leaders Forum as part of efforts to strengthen international cooperation with Panama. Discussions focused on expanding partnerships in trade, investment, logistics, and sustainable development. Officials said the participation reflects the UAE's commitment to building global bridges and supporting joint action on economic and development priorities. Dubai Customs has launched smart vehicles to enhance the readiness of its K9 unit in anti-drug operations. The new vehicles are equipped to support inspection dogs during field missions and improve response efficiency. Officials say the move reflects Dubai Customs' commitment to innovation, border security, and protecting society from narcotics trafficking. And from the international news, Qatar has announced the death of one citizen and the injury of a resident after shrapnel from regional military operations fell inside the country. Authorities said the incident is being investigated, while reaffirming their commitment to public safety. The announcement comes amid heightened regional tensions and growing concerns over the spillover of military escalation. Libyan authorities have detained several oil officials as part of a wide-ranging investigation into corruption and fuel smuggling. The probe focuses on alleged abuses within the energy sector, including illegal fuel distribution and financial violations. Officials say the crackdown aims to protect public resources and restore transparency in one of Libya's most vital industries. The Arab League has expressed its condolences to Saudi Arabia following the helicopter crash in Ras Tanura that claimed the lives of 14 Saudi citizens. In a statement, the League conveyed its solidarity with the kingdom, offering sympathy to the victims' families and wishing strength during this difficult time. Saudi authorities have launched an investigation into the cause of the crash. Russian President Vladimir Putin says the country's fuel market remains stable, with oil refineries operating at full capacity. He stressed that domestic supply is under control, despite external pressures and market challenges. Moscow says continued refinery output is aimed at securing local demand and supporting Russia's broader energy stability. And from the political news, British media reports say outgoing Prime Minister Keir Starmer is considering a future leadership role within NATO after leaving Downing Street. While no official decision has been announced, the reports come as Starmer continues to emphasize defense cooperation and support for the alliance ahead of the leadership transition in the UK. Despite shifting alliances and diplomatic efforts, regional powers in the Middle East continue to rely on proxy groups to protect their interests without entering direct conflict. Analysts say these forces provide strategic influence at a lower political and military cost, but they also prolong instability and complicate efforts to achieve lasting peace across the region. Iran's Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, has called for the opening of thousands of legal cases against US and Israeli leaders, accusing them of responsibility for deaths and destruction caused by recent military strikes. Khamenei said the actions should be pursued through both Iranian and international courts, describing the public statements by Washington and Israel as evidence that could support future legal proceedings. And from the business news, Syrian authorities have officially reduced the prices of gasoline, diesel, and cooking gas, with the new rates taking effect immediately. The move aims to ease pressure on households and businesses amid ongoing economic challenges. Officials say the decision reflects lower global energy costs and is part of broader efforts to improve market stability and reduce living expenses. New data from the Central Bank of Iraq shows a decline in the country's gold reserves and foreign investments during April 2026. The figures reflect a broader drop in reserve assets amid economic pressures and market volatility. Economists say the trend highlights the importance of strengthening reserve management to maintain financial stability. The Philippines has approved a record budget for 2027 as the government adjusts its economic growth forecasts amid changing global conditions. Officials say the spending plan will support infrastructure, public services, and economic resilience. The revised outlook reflects both domestic priorities and external pressures facing one of Southeast Asia's growing economies. And from the science and technology news, Blue Origin says it remains on track to relaunch its New Glenn rocket before the end of 2026. Despite a major explosion during a recent ground test. The company has completed debris removal and begun rebuilding its launch pad at Cape Canaveral. CEO Dave Limp says work is progressing around the clock as Blue Origin prepares for future NASA lunar missions. OpenAI has introduced a new generation of AI models designed for both everyday users and developers. The upgraded systems deliver faster performance, stronger reasoning, and improved coding capabilities, while expanding support for research and productivity tasks. The company says the new models mark another step toward more powerful and efficient AI tools across a wide range of applications. NASA has approved a $30 million mission to keep the aging Swift Space Telescope in orbit. A robotic spacecraft built by Catalyst Space Technologies will boost the observatory to a higher altitude, extending its scientific mission. Swift has monitored powerful cosmic explosions since 2004, and the unprecedented rescue could pave the way for future satellite servicing missions. And what you might have missed from entertainment and arts news, Apple is facing new supply chain challenges as rising demand for memory chips puts pressure on global production. Reports say the company is exploring alternative suppliers, including Chinese manufacturers, amid controversy in Washington over security concerns. Apple is also looking to diversify production through partners such as Intel and Samsung to reduce dependence on traditional chip sources. Nearly 3 decades later, Mike Tyson's infamous bite on Evander Holyfield remains one of the most controversial moments in sports history. During their 1997 heavyweight rematch, Tyson bit Holyfield's ear twice before being disqualified. The incident led to fines, the suspension of Tyson's boxing license, and forever became known as boxing's unforgettable bite fight. More than a century after the Arabi Revolution, the name Konfus Pasha remains surrounded by controversy. accused of betraying Ahmed Urabi during Egypt's struggle against foreign influence. His role has long divided historians. While some view him as a symbol of treason, others argue the accusations were shaped by politics rather than proven historical evidence. We conclude our roundup with the top sports news stories you might have missed. Canada booked its place in the FIFA World Cup round of 16 after a dramatic 1-0 victory over South Africa. With the match heading toward extra time, Steven Eustachio struck in stoppage time to seal a historic win for the co-hosts. South Africa's resilient campaign came to an end, while Canada now advances to face either Morocco or the Netherlands in the next round. World Cup 2026 statistics reveal a worrying trend, with 15 teams conceding more goals than they scored. Analysts link the numbers to weak defensive organization and missed attacking chances. With the tournament now entering its decisive stages, defensive discipline is proving vital, as every goal could decide who stays alive and who goes home. Egypt's team manager insists the Pharaohs remain fully focused ahead of their round of 32 clash with Australia, stressing that qualifying from the group stage is only the beginning. He also revealed that Captain Mohamed Salah is the player closest to returning from injury and could be available for the knockout match, pending a final medical assessment. That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.